Earthlift has levelled the foundation for excavation in the industry. Today, we get down to ground and show you how we create earthlifting success.
Okay, now we've got the site cleared of all the rubbish. We're going to start doing the vegetation scrape and we'll load that into the truck.
If there is excessive vegetation on site, it may be beneficial to clear the site prior to setting out the job. This will not only make it easy to set the job out, but also ensures trucks are used efficiently.
Okay, we're going to demonstrate now on the safe way of loading trucks. Trucks should always be loaded over the tailgate rather than towards the front of the cabin if you can avoid it. We always keep all our materials separate, so the grass goes in one load and then the clay, the topsoil, we try and keep it all separate.
Keeping materials separate maximises tipping options and minimises truck turnaround times, resulting in higher efficiency.
We've just come from the site in Croydon out to Waverley here. This is an import site, so of course take the regular precautions of making sure you don't damage other people's properties and crossovers, etc. And when tipping, it's the operator's responsibility to make sure that he supplies you with a level area to tip off on. Okay, make sure the ground's stable that you're tipping on and that you're level at all times, of course.
This job is a level scrape and fill, so there's no actual levels being set for it, so it's up to the operator to set these levels. So we'll take the vegetation off first and we'll work the levels after that. On this job it's a level scrape and fill. This one we have to make our own level. So the other job we had a level given to us to work with. So this time we've got to take a level from the highest point and then take one down the lowest point and then roughly balance the job up. And then just have a bit of a walk around and check the level and just see how much you're filling and how much you're going to be cutting, and that should give you a rough indication on your depth of cut. Okay, we're getting down to earth now. We've done the vegetation scrape, we've got rid of all the vegetation off the site. We've swapped over our bucket to make the digging easier rather than trying to force the mud bucket through the earth. So we're going to start in the deepest part of the cut and start the process. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrating on how to proof roll a job. Some jobs require proof rolling and others don't.
Proof rolling is an engineering requirement and must be completed whenever specified.
Once you've proof rolled your site, then you can start putting in your layers of material at 150mm and track rolling it in. So you need to track down one way and then across the other way to make sure you get the right compaction.
All fill must be placed in 150mm layers and track rolled a minimum of 8 passes to achieve a minimum of 80 kPa. If sufficient compaction cannot be achieved due to material type or moisture content, the office must be notified.
Righto, this is a batter that's been completed. To do a batter properly, you should really be sitting square to the toe and cutting down towards your toe. If the machine's not sitting square, your bucket won't be square, so it'll end up being on different angles. So you should always keep your machine square to the toe, and that way you will get a nice finish on your batters. Okay, the last thing on the job is to clean the crossover and footpath and the road if there's any mud on it. So you need to grab your shovel and broom and give it a clean before you leave the site. Okay, so at the end of the job we need to take photos of our finished product Take photos of your batters or your step downs, and then a photo of your gates shut, and the job's finished.
So to summarise the requirements of a completed Earthlift job, the operator must ensure the following. Batters. Batters must be well defined at a maximum of 45 degrees. Fill. All fill is to be sufficiently compacted in 150mm layers. Separating materials. All materials are to be kept separate. Fences. When excavating up or adjacent to fences, leave blocks of soil around the fence post to ensure stability. Site grading. Site grading is an engineering requirement and must be completed when required. Rock. When you encounter rock on site, you must ensure that you do all you can prior to a machine with a breaker returning. Wet sites. In wetter months, site conditions can deteriorate. You may need to excavate diversion drains or remove saturated material and import dry clean fill to achieve a suitable finish on the job. Step downs. Step downs must be well defined and site levels must be checked on the completion of the job. Laying these foundations is our experience which makes a difference.